So, you've been working in Unreal Engine, you're excited, you're ready to create your first executable, let's say a game, an architectural visualization, you're just ready to go. But you encounter an issue that I would say we all go through. Let me bring this image up. One of the most common errors that I've seen creating executables or packages in Unreal Engine is this long path issue. File name is too long. So I decided to create a video to help fix that issue. So the first reason why that happens is because the location of the file of the project is really far down in the directory of your computer folders. So one thing that you can do that it will help you fix it quite quickly is to move your project closer to the hard drive. So if you have the C drive, D drive, or any drive that you have, try to just move your project closer to the root, which would be the C drive or D drive as an example. But something else that you can do, and I would say is still recommended to do, is two things. One, first, in Unreal Engine, you can go to Edit, Preferences, and click, let's search long path. And you're gonna get these options of enable support for long path. That's gonna help fix one of the issues. And the other one is going to be with Windows. But I just remember something else that might happen that is something to be careful from the beginning when you start to create the projects is the naming of the geometry that you work with. And that also would affect the path, because you can imagine it's a long path in the directory. So if the name of the files are long, that's going to just add more and more characters. So just as an example, this is what I had to do to create the arrow. That image that you saw, that got me to 293, so it is really close to the maximum that is 260, and that's just by adding that text in one file. So you can imagine adding more files, more folders, it can create a few issues really quickly. So I'm gonna just delete all of that. Cube. I'll call it, what was the name before? Let's do SM Cube 1. All right, that's the first one to fix. So that might take too long. I would say if you already have a project, you just want to create the executable, place the location of the file closer to the root on the C drive or D drive, wherever you have it. Then activate the long path option in the editor settings, and finally we're going to go to the last option in Windows, which Windows is also creating that part of the issue. So there's a few directions that you need to go to, and to get to the menu you can just go to the search bar on the bottom, or search here for Regedit, or that's what I call it, REG Edit, for Registry Editor. Once you click that, it's going to give you the option to click yes, and once you do, it's going to give you this window. In here, by default, you might have everything closed. So that's when we take this text, I'm going to copy, then you come here, you can replace it up to this point, leave that bar, just be careful with that one, paste the text, press enter, and that's going to take you to the folder that you need to open. Once in here, you can double click that option and then switch from 0, which is the default. Normally it's going to be 0. So you double click to open it up and switch it to 1, which means 0 is false, 1 is true. So that means it is enable. Then we're gonna go to this one to confirm, and that is also active. Press enter, then long path, and is also 1. Normally it does it by default once you switch 1, but it's better to check, right? And that's it for this section. With those two active, you can now export. Always going to give you less issues when you create that. That should solve it for most of it. If it's still giving you issues, you might have to go through the process of checking all of the file names in the project and reducing the name length of all of the files. So that's a slow process, but hopefully you don't have to go to that point. So far, every time that I had that issue, activating these options has fixed it, and then you just have to go to the usual package and platforms, Windows, package project. Once you do that, you select the location where you want to save the project, and then you wait for the program to finish. And that should be it. The only other reason that you might have any issues getting to this point of package the project is that you might not have the Visual Studio program installed, which is going to give all of the information for Unreal Engine to create the executable. So just in case, or if it is giving you any issues, we can go to the browser, can go to Visual Studio, just by searching Visual Studio. Let's give it a try. Visual Studio. You get this second option, Visual Studio IDE Code Editor. You click that one, it's going to take you to this place, and then you can go to Community 2022. Once you click that one, it's going to start downloading the application. Once it's done, you can launch it and install. So I'm going to continue and show you what you have to activate to make sure that everything works correctly. This is recommended to do before you start the project, so everything is working correctly. I'm going to close that one. I will have to modify because I already have installed. Normally it's just going to appear with this window for you if you haven't installed it at all, but it's good to check once you launch the Visual Studio Setup application that we just download. If you click modify, it's going to take you to this page just to confirm that you have everything installed correctly. So the one that we need is going to be game development with C++. So once you click in that option, it's going to give you a menu here on the right. So you can see game development with C++. Click that drop down menu, and then you can go to it's actually at the bottom, Unreal Engine installer. And that's it. The rest, just leave it as it is. That's one other program that you might see an error sometimes that Windows 11 SDK is not installed. This is how to install it. So these are the two things that you need. So game development with C++, check that Unreal Engine installer, and then click install. Again, I already have it, so I don't need to do it again. But that's the last part of the puzzle that you might be missing if it is giving you any issues. Once you have that installed, it's recommended to just close all of the programs, restart the computer to make sure that the installation is finalized, and then open it up and give it a try again to go into Windows and package project. And that's gonna be it for this video. Really quick and easy on fixing or troubleshooting executables or packaging with Unreal Engine. I'll try to add more information on what to do when you are trying to create a specific projects. I want to do an example on VR projects and settings to adjust. So keep an eye for that video that I'll upload in the future. And with that, I'll see you all in the next video.